神的目的，
to move us from where we are
要移动我们从我们所在的地方
to where He wants us to be.
去向神要我们去的地方，
Step by step,
一步一步的，
step by step.
一步一步的。
You know, when you're going up the stairs
对，你要知道，当你上楼
or
的时
down
候
the，stairs,
或者是下楼的时候，
if you miss a step,
假如你像错失了一步的话，
you'll get where you're going.
你会到你会
But
到
it's
那
more
个地方，
painful,
是
right?
更加的疼痛的。
So don't miss a step
所以不要错过了那一步，
along the way.
在你的路上，
This is good.
这是非常好的。
We're the electrons connected to the nucleus, right? You
Yeah.
remember that from science class?
Yeah.
讲到是这一些的分子
The
跟
importance of the electrons is connected to this.
我们要成为那一个连接于这个核心的那个分子，
That's good. I'm never going to look at that again the same way. That's good.
我们不会再看。
Now, when we were talking, Kimberly and I were talking,
当我跟 Kimberly 在说
who
话的
should
时候
go，first? She said, I think I should go first, and then you bring it together. And you know what? What I have to say fits perfectly.
刚刚我们在讨论的时候，就是说，诶，是谁先开始 ？Kimberly 说他先开始，结果好像他都把我们
This is
所有
good.
的东西都说完了。
Second, this is good.
Amen.
Amen. This is good. If you're not sure what to say, just say, this is good. That's the best try. 2 Corinthians
哥林多后书
13
13章
and verse 11.
的第7节，
2 Corinthians 13:11. Dear brothers and sisters, you can right here. Dear brothers and sisters,
亲爱的弟兄姐妹，
I close my letter with these last words.
我要用这一些的话语来结束我的信。
Be joyful,
要有喜乐，
grow to maturity.
要成长的完全，长大
Yes,
成人，
that's encourage each other.
互相鼓励，
Live in harmony and peace.
在这个和谐跟平安里头活着。
Then the God of love and peace
然后这个有
will be with you.
如此仁爱和平的神必常与你们同在
And。my favorite scripture,
这是我最喜欢的。
greet one another with a holy kiss.
你们亲，这是我最喜
But
欢的
that's not
经
what I'm
典。
gonna
你
talk
们
about.
亲嘴问安，可是这不是我要说的。
I remember when I was in Bible college
我记得我在神学院的时候，
before I was married.
在我结婚之前，
That was always we want to fulfill the scripture.
我们时常都要做到这个经文所说的东西。
A lot of the girls didn't like that so much.
可是很多女生不喜欢这一个经
Some
典
were okay with it,
有一些人觉得哦没问题，
but not all of them.
可是不是全部人。
But my future wife was.
可是我未来的妻子却是愿意的。
And when she kissed me for the first time,
当她第一次亲我的时候，
I said this truth in God's word
我就把这个的真理说出来，
has
所
come alive in my life.
以它就来到我生命里头。Amen。
Amen.
So that was 35 years ago.
这是35年前，
But here's the scripture I want.
这就是我要的这个的经文。
Grow to maturity. Grow to maturity.
要做完全人。
Grow to maturity. Now, as I mentioned to you, I'm a big fan of John Maxwell.
我刚刚告诉你们说，我是 John Maxwell 的一个的
John Maxwell is a leadership coach,
他是一个领导的导
and
师
I've。gone through his training and I teach his material
我通过他的这个的训练，并且我开始教导
as a representative of the Maxwell leadership team.
是身为他的这个领导团队的其中一个代表。
And so I want to focus in on some stuff that he has written,
我要专注于他所说的一些所写过
which
一
I
些
thought would
东
be
西，
very good for today.
是对你们而言是好的。
All right? We're going to talk about the word. Now let's. Thank you. Are these all permanent? No, this one's whiteboard. No, this is whiteboard. It's the right time. Okay, we'll get it off there later. Called capacity.
讲到的是能力、
All
容
right?
量
Growing your capacity.
让你的这个的容量，你的能力的容量继续
You
成
have to
长。
be bigger on the inside
你的里面必须更
First
大，变得更大，
before you can be bigger on the outside.
好让你的外面可以变得更大。
The very first place to grow
你第一个要成长的地
is
方，
on the inside
就是从你的里面开始，
so that it can be manifest
好让你里面的可以被彰显
on the outside.
在外头。
And this is really important that you get this.
你们是非常重要，你必须要明白的。
Because if you don't grow first on the inside,
因为只要你不先从里面成长的话，
when success comes on the outside,
而那个成功从外面发生的时候，
you'll fall.
你就会跌倒，
It'll take you out.
他会把你从成功拿出
And
来。
I've seen people,
我已经看过这样的人，
they got success too quickly,
他们太快成功，
and then they fell.
他们变跌倒了，
Because they didn't have the internal
因为他们没有这一个的理念，
capacity to handle it.
他们里面的
Do you
容量
understand what
没有
I'm
办法
talking
去
about?
处理。你们明白我说什么吗？
They had success too soon.
他们太快成功，
Now, there are several areas that you need to grow in.
有几个层面是你必须要成长的。
And I'm just going to focus on one.
我只要专注于其中一
But
个。
I'm going to give you some of the areas so you know this is more than just one area to grow.
可是我也要告诉你关于其他的层面，好让你知道，这不仅有这一个层面是需要你成长。
One of the areas you have to grow is your energy.
其中一个你要继续成长的，就
Your
是你的
energy on the inside.
你里面的这一个的，
To be successful in this world,
你为了让这个世界成功，
you have to have a high level of energy.
你必须要非常高的体力能力，
To get more done,
好让更多东西可以达到，
to go the extra mile,
可以多走1里路。
to keep going when other people want to quit.
当每一个人都想退出的时候，你还会继续走。
And so you have to learn to manage your energy.
所以你必须学习如何去
So
管理
that's
你
just
的
one
这个
area. I'm not going to
能
talk
量。
about that.
可是我不会太专注于这个，
But just so you're aware,
我只要让你明白，
high energy people
有拥有很多能量的人，
are more successful
他们会更加的成功
than low energy people.
啊，比起那些没有什么能
So
力的
if
能
you
量
look
的人。
at yourself in your life
只要你看在你自己生命的话
and，you see yourself as a low energy
只要
person,
你看你自己身为一个没有什么能
you
量的人
want，to sleep all the time.
我时常都要睡觉的，
Something has to change.
这就是你要改变什
Or
么
there's
样
no
的事
sense
情，
us having this discussion
否则就没有这个的成功。
about success in any area.
不管是在任何
Okay.
层面的成功，都没有办法提及。
I know different parts of the world, the culture is more high energy.
我知道有一些在世界上某一些的文化，他们有更多的，
Like in the Spanish culture,
好，比如说在西班牙的文化里
it's
头，
always about mañana, tomorrow, siesta, right? Yeah, having a sleep.
他们就是他们所讲的意思就是睡觉。
But I know in the Asian culture,
可是我知道关于亚洲的文化，
maybe they work very hard.
他们会很努力的做工作。
Okay, number 2,
第二，
you have to be aware of your emotional capacity.
你必须了解你自己的情绪的这个能力容
Can
量。
you handle stress?
你有办法处理压力吗？
This is the one I wanted to talk about, but I won't.
这是我想要谈的，可是我不会
But it's
跟你谈。
important
可是这是非常重要，
because the more success you have,
因为你达到更多的成功的话，
the more stress you're going to have to be able to
你就
carry.
会经历更多的压力。
I'll give you an example.
我给你一个的例子，
I didn't have a problem solving $100 problems.
我没有要解决100块的问题，我是
They
没
were
有什么
pretty easy.
没有是非常简单
Then
的。
the problems I had to solve were $1,000 problems.
可是假如我要解决的是1000块的问题的话，
And once I saw, then the problems became $10,000 problems
这个问题解决之后，它就变成10000块
and
的问题，
$100,000 problems
变成10万块的问题，
and $1 million problems
变成100万的问题，
and now $10 million problems,
变成1000万的问题。
right? What is the difference between all of those?
跟这些问题之间有什么差别
Just
呢
a？zero,
就只是那个0而已。
right?
还有呢？
How many people, as the number got bigger, your emotions changed on the inside?
有多少人？当我们这个0变得多的时候，
Because
他
you
们
say,
会
well,
拿
I
出
can,
我们
I
的
can
能力
handle the
不一样
$1,000 problems,
我们可能会说，我能处理
maybe
1000块
even
的
the
问题，
$10,000 problems,
可能1万块的问题，
but not the $10 million
可
problems.
是却不是1000万的问题。
Those are the problems I'm solving right now.
这却是我现在正在解决的问
Talking
题
to。my business partner this morning at 4 a.m.
今天早上4点，我跟我自己的生意伙伴在谈
How are
话
we，going to solve this problem?
我们要解决这一个的问题。
I can't freak out.
我不能担心受
We
怕，
start to cry.
我不能哭，
No,
我不能，
we have to solve the problem.
必须解决这个问题。
That's growing your emotional capacity.
这就是让你这个情绪的容量、情绪的能力更加成长。
When there's conflict with someone,
当我们跟别人之间有矛盾的时候，
how do I deal with that?
我要怎么去处理呢？
As I get more mature,
我是变得更加成熟，
I can handle those conflicts better.
好让我可以更好的处理这些矛盾。
My emotions are in check.
我的这个的情绪
so I can deal effectively when their emotions are not the right way.
当我情绪的
Does
时
that
候
make
是好的
sense?
时候，我就可以去。
So you need to grow in your emotional capacity.
所以你的情绪必须要处理得好。
The next one is thinking.
下一个是思维方式的，
What goes on up here?
我们的思维怎么样？
That's the one I'm going to spend some time on in
这
a
是我
minute.
今天要花一点时间去说的东西。
Another area you have to grow in,
其中一个你要成长的层
getting
面
along with people.
跟别人相处的好。
If you're going to be successful in life in anything you do,
这样的话，你就可以在你生命的每一个层面都成
you're going to
功。
have to learn how to get along with people.
你必须学习如何跟别人相处的好，
That is so simple.
这是非常简单
I
的，
didn't even think I needed to mention it,
这是非常简单的，我甚至不觉得我需要去谈，
but it is so key,
可
so
是它就是
so
如此的
important
关键
for success.
对于成功而言，
People who can get along with other people
人们可以跟别人之间一起去
will have a greater level of success.
跟别人之间一起的相处，这是为
Now
了
it's not like people like Apostle B and I,
不是好像我跟
'Cause he's easy to
主持
get
一样
along with
因为他是非常容易相处的，
but there are other people.
可是却有一些的人，
They're not in this room
他们不在这个
because we didn't let them in because we don't like them.
我们不喜欢他们，
They're upstairs.
他们在楼上，
Don't anybody say
不
anything.
要把这件事情告诉他们。
But you know, sometimes there are difficult people.
你知道，有些时候我们生命中有一些非常难相处的
They're
人，
just hard to get along with.
他们非常难相处。
Sometimes we call them extra grace people,
我们说他们是
Extra
需
grace
要极大恩典的人，
right? Extra grace required.
他们
Yeah.
EGR 需要极大恩典的人，
Don't be one of those people
不要成为其中一个这样的人。
that they describe you as the extra grace, right?
假如有一些人形容你是需要极大恩典的人的话
But，getting along with people.
好好跟别人相处。
Another area you have to grow in
另外一个你必须要成长的东
is
西，
being more productive.
就是成为更加有生产力的人。
Everybody has the same number of hours in a day.
每一个人都有同样的这个时间，
How many?
多少个小时呢？
26. That's right. We all have the same number of hours.
我们每一个人都有同样的小时的时间，
Everybody has the same.
每一个人都一样的。
But what you do with it is different.
可是我们所做的事情却不一样。
And people need to be, if you're going to be successful,
假如你要成为一个成功的人，
you have to be able to grow in your productivity.
那么你的生产力就要更多的
Let me
增加
tell。you one key I found.
我要告诉你其中一个我发现的关键，
Learning how to say no
学习如何说不，
with a smile on your face.
必须带着笑容的说不。
No. Now, except to Apostle B.
那不是对
The
于
answer is always yes.
这个答案必须是 yes。
But other people.
但是对其他人而言的话，
But you need to realize sometimes you have to say no.
可是你必须知道，有时候你必须学习
With a
说不。
smile, no, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to be able to do that.
你必须带着笑容的说，对不起，我真的没有办法做到这件事情。
Now, an apostle in my life,
使徒和我的这个生活，
Apostle Mel Mullen, Mel.
Melvin 的使徒，
He's a very good friend of Apostle John Kelly's.
他是 John Kelly 的非常好的朋友，John Kelly 使徒好的朋友。
And he always asks me, Mike, can you do this?
他每次都问我，Mike，你可以这么做吗？
I have a hard time saying no.
我经历一个非常难的时光，告诉他我不能。
But if I'm going to be productive,
可是假如我要成为有生产力的人的
doing
话，
what God has called me to do,
要做神叫我做的事情的话，
sometimes
有时候
I have to say no to him.
我必须对他说不，
And it is hard.
是非常难的。
But you know what it does?
可是你知道吗
It？gives an opportunity for someone else
可他给了一个机会，让别人有机
to
会
say yes.
来说他可以。
So if I have that thinking,
假如我有这样的想法的话，
then it's not so difficult.
那他就变得不困难了。
Okay? Sometimes you have to say no if you're going to be more productive
有时候你必须说不，假如你要变得更加有生
at
产
the
力的
things
话，
God has called you to.
为了去做神要你做的事
The
情。
next one you have to grow in is leadership.
接下来你要成长的事情是你的领导
Successful
能力。
people
成功的人士，
know how to get along with people,
他们知道如何跟别人相处，
but they also know how to lead people.
他们也知道如何去带领别人。
And that is something that everybody can grow in.
但是每一个人都可以成长的东
If you
西。
lead a small team
你带领一个小
of
的
just 2 or 3
团队，
people,
只是2-3个人，
it takes skill.
也需要技巧。
But then you have to grow
接下来你就必须
so
要
you
成
can
长，
lead a team of 20 people,
好让你可以带领20个人的团队，
50 or 100.
甚至是50个人、
It
100
takes
个人
different。skill sets.
它需要一些不同的这个技巧
So
跟
that's
技能
another area to grow in.
这是另外一个你要
And
成
of
长的
course,
方面。
in all of this,
当然还有其他的，
you have to grow spiritually as
你也
well.
必须在你属灵上成
A
长，
strong foundation.
必须要有一些好的基础。
I want my life,
我要我的生命，
and I want your life,
我也要你的生
to be
命，
built on that strong foundation.
是建立在这一个很强重的这一个的基础上。
And Kimberly talked about the stages of development.
Kimberly 他刚刚就提到不同的阶段的成长。
First, we come to the Lord to know the Lord.
第一个阶段就是我们必须来到神面前，
That's not the end,
这不是结束了，
that's just the beginning.
这只是开始。
That's the crossing over point.
接下来我们就要去跨越，
Now the journey begins.
然后这个这个旅程就
So
开始
all
了。
of those things are opportunities that we need to grow in all of those areas.
这些东西都是我们必须要成长的，
Not all at the same time,
不是每个人都在同一个时
because
间，
there are different seasons where one is more important for us to grow in,
因为我们还有不同的季节，有一些季节是比较重要，是要成
and
长。
then there's another season where we grow in another area.
我们也有在不同的季节，我们必须在不同的地方成长。
Okay? But I want to talk to you about thinking.
可是今天我要专注于的是